5 murders is damn near solved inside the FBG Duck courtroom on that O Block trial. This started off with just Duck versus O Block, a murder trial. Next thing you know, murders of Modell is being solved, allegedly. Murders of KI, the murder of OD Perry. All these murders allegedly got solved while inside of that courtroom. They asked Butter questions about this. Remember, he was questioned for a grand jury, and he told them information about T-Roy killing Modell, King Von losing his life due to the hands of KI. And he told stories of O.D. Perry losing his life due to the hands of KI. Tuka lost his life due to the hands of O.D. Perry. A lot of people say that King Von really killed Modell, even though they saying T-Roy did this. This is strong. We finna talk about this. Hit the like button. Goal on this video, 2,500 likes. We need to dispel some of these rumors about what went on, because there's a lot of shit that been on them documentaries. You know how people say, them documentaries fake. Shit, they wasn't that fake, to be honest with you. So we finna talk about. Hit the like button. I'm gonna give you a second to hit that like button. Did T-Roy really kill Modell? That's a strong question. Remember, these murders came up in FBG Duck murder trial. People wondering why they name coming up in this murder trial. Remember, this just not an FBG Duck murder trial. This like a RICO case. They saying Duck lost his life because O Block was trying to further their name in a gang, and this was like a gang, this was like a clique and shit like that. So it's more than just a murder case. You got to come up with the reasons they murdered Duck. Did they make money off of this? Is this like a crew, this racketeering? All kind of shit like this. So they laying out the background of O Block, trying to show you that these guys are dirty, these guys are liars, these guys are known to do anything. So we hearing a lot of background information. Murders of King Von is coming up. He wasn't even there when Duck lost his life. But I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people was upset about FBG Butter, telling those stories that he told, even though everything he told already been on the internet, though, to be honest with you. He didn't tell any new stories. But the crazy part is, the same story he told, ex-O Block member J Hood told in interviews years ago. And I don't think J Hood and Butter was like friends years ago and shit. I don't think they had conversations years ago. The same stories that Butter told that grand jury, J Hood was telling those stories on interviews, and a lot of people saying, man, this ass lying, he clout chasing, he making up lies on Von's name, he trying to get some money, man, that nigga here be lying, man, this nigga here be lying. And come find out, shit, some of them stories he was telling matched Butter. He was the first person that said King Von killed K.I. He told that story on Fuchsia's TV. He said King Von was the killer behind K.I. He said that a lot of people got mad and said, oh, man, he made that shit up. He lying, man. What the fuck he talking about? But J Hood said that shit way before, any of these type of indictment type of shit was going on, to be honest with you. Then another thing they did was he said a long time ago in another interview that T-Roy killed Modell. And it's crazy because FBG Butter said T-Roy and D-Rose had something to do with Modell death. That's crazy that both of them stories that FBG Butter told, J Hood was telling those stories a long time ago. J Hood told a story about how Boss Top and BJ and them went to go slide and all kind of shit like that. And that's crazy because that's actually inside of Duck paperwork. Those same exact stories that J Hood told is actually inside of that paperwork. And I don't think J Hood told those stories. He would have let you know. And his name would have came out. It's a murder trial coming on. He'll be there. He'll be getting on the stand. The same story that he told, Butter told those same exact stories. That make it kind of seem like it was real. Only difference is they told a story about K.I. losing her life. And J Hood said, this is what J Hood said, okay? J Hood said, not K.I., J Hood said, O.D. Perry didn't lose his life by the hands of K.I. That's the one thing that he said that FBG Butter said that he didn't agree with. But this the crazy part. He actually said he didn't know who took O.D. Perry's life. So that kind of still put it to the point where he don't know. So it don't denounce what Butter said. That shit crazy, man. That, to be honest with you, I believe O Block lucky as hell J Hood not on this case, because he got so many stories that most people weren't telling. Remember, J Hood told the story of King Von being the killer behind Lil Mister. Now, I'm not saying that that's real, but remember, these are other things that J Hood said in those interviews, and everything else J Hood said was true. That's crazy as hell, ain't it? So I'm just here to tell you that J Hood name came up, not in a murder trial, but just on the streets. A lot of people feel like J Hood know the real information. He was telling these same stories that guys had to be prosecuted and handcuffed and all kind of shit in order to tell. He was telling them on interviews. That's wow. You know, a lot of people feel like, you know, they dirtying up their name and shit like that. Remember, old block and them lawyers got a chance in a while to start bringing up their lawyers, bringing up their witnesses and shit like that. Uh, I was told that they're gonna prove that Butter was a liar. They already did it in cross-examining, and they're gonna bring it up again. The fact that, you know, everybody who gave this damaging information against Old Block, remember, they talked about murders that Old Block was around. Trenches News told them how the gang worked and shit like that. Dave told them about structure in the gang. According to Old Block lawyers, everybody who done testified and gave real damaging information was paid. These guys were paid, and they were paid handsomely. You know, these guys were given money to get a testimony. These guys were given credits and all kind of shit to give testimony. You know, only people who didn't was like maybe Duck girlfriend, I think Duck child mother, and I think Duck family, shit like that, who testified on Duck behalf. But everybody else who got on that stand and pointed people out and said they did this and did that, these guys were paid handsomely. And that's what Old Block lawyers are going to say today. Today is actually another day of the courtroom trial. They're going to be back in there. Hopefully I'll get a chance to give you an update later on. So subscribe to my YouTube channel because I should be giving you an update about maybe 3, 4 o'clock, something like that. But I wanted to bring to your attention, just because Butter admitted to these people doing these murders, a lot of people say that that was fake, that's not real. Butter made these stories up just to get a fed something and be able to just get the fuck away. Some people say them stories that Butter told were actually told in an interview by J Hood, and they didn't really be around each other, so there's no way they knew about this together. So a lot of people say J Hood told those same stories of Modell losing his life by T-Roy and shit like that, and King Von killing K.I. But remember, he also said King Von was behind Lil Mr. Death too. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's on the truth. Blah, 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 blah.